John D. Rockefeller was the first person in history to reach a net worth of $1 billion. His journey from a modest upbringing to becoming the world's richest man was driven by strategic business acumen, ruthless efficiency, and an unwavering focus on the oil industry. What does it take to become the richest man the world has ever seen? Luck? Ruthlessness? Vision? Or perhaps an unrelenting obsession with control? Remember, son, the trick is to always give them less than they think they're getting. That's how you make a fortune. Born in upstate New York, Rockefeller moved to Ohio with his family, where he was raised in modest circumstances. His father, William Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman with a reputation for being cunning in business, while his mother instilled in him discipline and frugality. Raised by a cunning, traveling salesman father and a deeply religious mother, John learned two things early: the art of persuasion and the virtue of discipline. At 16, Rockefeller got his first job as an assistant bookkeeper. By the age of 20, he had partnered in a commission merchant firm, and in 1863, he entered the oil business, seeing its potential as the world was shifting toward industrialization. John says, "Every cent saved is a cent earned. Every dollar a step forward." Boss, you work hard, boy. What drives you? John, I want to know where every cent goes, sir. Every penny has a purpose. John, this business is risky. Prices fluctuate, wells run dry. That's why we won't gamble on drilling. We'll refine. Control the supply chain. Stability is power, says John. In 1870, Rockefeller co-founded Standard Oil in Cleveland, Ohio, with the goal of refining crude oil into kerosene, which was in high demand for lamps. From the start, he focused on efficiency, cutting costs in refining and transportation; vertical integration, controlling every aspect of production, from oil drilling to refining to distribution; aggressive expansion, buying out competitors, often using ruthless tactics like undercutting prices. He struck secret deals with railroads to secure cheaper transportation rates than his rivals, making it nearly impossible for smaller refiners to compete. By the 1880s, Standard Oil controlled about 90% of the U.S. oil refining industry. John D. Rockefeller didn't just refine oil, he refined capitalism itself. "Sir, we control 90% of America's oil," says an advisor. "Not enough. Competition breeds instability. We need full control," replies John. Theodore Roosevelt argues, "No man should hold this much power. The Sherman Antitrust Act will break you, Rockefeller." "We shall see, Mr. President." Rockefeller's wealth skyrocketed as oil became the dominant energy source for industry and automobiles. His company was so powerful that it effectively functioned as a monopoly. However, his tactics drew the attention of regulators and the public. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil had violated antitrust laws, forcing the company to break into 34 smaller companies, including future giants like Exxon, Mobil, and Chevron. Ironically, this breakup made Rockefeller even richer, as he held shares in all the newly independent companies, which surged in value. By 1916, his fortune surpassed $1 billion, making him the world's first billionaire. The man who built an empire from black gold now pours his wealth into healing the world. His name, once feared in business, becomes revered in philanthropy. In his later years, Rockefeller turned to philanthropy, donating over $500 million to causes like education, medical research, and public health. He funded the creation of the University of Chicago, Rockefeller University, and the eradication of diseases like hookworm in the U.S. His business methods were controversial, but his impact on industry and philanthropy was undeniable. Today, the companies that emerged from Standard Oil are still among the largest in the world, and Rockefeller's name remains synonymous with wealth, power, and strategic capitalism. Save and invest wisely, my boy. That's how fortunes are made. John D. Rockefeller died in 1937, leaving behind a legacy that shaped the modern world.